10 foods you should never put in your refrigerator. Listen up, folks. Not every food benefits from being stored in the fridge. Obviously, some items need to be refrigerated, but for others, it can actually harm their flavor, texture, and nutritional value if they are kept in there. So remember, cold environments aren't suitable for all types of food. Before we dive in, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop a comment and let me know which part of Brazil or the world you're tuning in from. I'm coming to you from Rio de Janeiro, specifically the city of Armacao dos Búzios. How about you? Let me know. Also, I'm curious if you keep our 10th food item in the fridge. I'll admit, I used to refrigerate it too, but after doing some research and learning more, I stopped. That item is tomatoes. So what about you? Do you keep your tomatoes in the fridge or leave them out? I'll explain why you shouldn't be storing them there. You know why? Cold temperatures make tomatoes lose their sweetness, which takes away their flavor. It also changes their texture. The delicate enzymes in tomatoes responsible for their flavor and ripening process are altered by very low temperatures. Why is that? Tomatoes are tropical fruits and are very sensitive to cold. The cold prevents tomatoes from ripening properly, so they don't reach their full flavor potential. On the other hand, room temperature allows them to ripen evenly and correctly, preserving their flavor. And the worst thing about tomatoes and low temperatures, folks, is something called lycopene. Lycopene is excellent, especially for men, because we have several studies showing it can reduce prostate size. It's excellent for men who want to prevent prostate cancer, as it also has a preventive effect against this disease. It's an antioxidant that helps fight free radicals, prevents premature aging, and improves your circulation. When tomatoes rich in this antioxidant are refrigerated, their lycopene content can be negatively affected. So you should only store tomatoes in the fridge if they're already ripe and you don't plan to use them soon. But if you've just bought tomatoes, if they're not ripe or overripe, keep them in your fruit bowl with the stem and leaves facing downward, because this way they'll stay fresh for even longer. So our first food item is tomatoes, okay? Tomatoes shouldn't be stored in the refrigerator. The same goes for our 9th food item, which is onions. The humidity in the fridge can make onions soggy and promote the growth of mold. So onions prefer dry places and areas that aren't too cold, because cold temperatures will alter their flavor and texture, and the colder temperature will cause the starches in the onion to potentially ruin your recipes. Plus, onions absorb odors easily. So in the fridge, this effect is even more pronounced. Keeping them in the fridge also encourages sprouting. Folks, keep tomatoes, onions, and garlic out of the fridge, all right? Why shouldn't we put garlic in the fridge? Well, just like onions, the fridge promotes sprouting, which changes the texture. The cold, damp environment also contributes to mold growth. The starch can also turn into sugar, altering garlic's distinctive flavor. It absorbs odors too, so garlic should ideally be stored in a cool, dry, and well-ventilated place. Got it? The 7th food, which I'm sure many people also keep in the fridge, is potatoes. Why shouldn't we store potatoes in the refrigerator? The cold converts the starch into sugar, altering both the flavor and texture. Refrigeration can also lead to the formation of a chemical compound called acrylamide when potatoes are cooked at high temperatures, and this acrylamide has a significant carcinogenic potential. The moisture in the fridge can promote bacterial growth on potatoes, so we'll also leave potatoes out of the refrigerator. Out of the refrigerator, just like the 6th food item, which is avocado. Why? When you put an avocado in the fridge, it doesn't ripen properly. Moreover, it slows down the ripening process, alters the flavor, changes the color, and affects the avocado's skin. Don't let your avocados go to waste. Avocados can be tricky when it comes to ripening, but they prefer dry, cool places because humidity can be harmful to them. What a fruit, folks! But not many people are liking this video. Why don't you like this video? When you like it, you help others discover which foods they shouldn't store in the fridge. And that's important. Nutrition is a fundamental pillar of our lifestyle for disease prevention. So if we consume healthy foods like the one I'm telling you about, but ones that have flavor and a pleasant texture, it becomes much easier to adopt a positive lifestyle a healthy lifestyle. So hit that like button, share this video, and let's make this positive message go viral. The fifth food, folks, is the banana. Not the fifth fruit, but the fifth food. It's a tropical fruit, so it doesn't like cold. Refrigeration will, anyone who's ever put bananas in the fridge knows what happens to the peel. The peel was nice and yellow, but put it in the fridge and it turns all brown. Why? The cold damages the cell wall of the banana peel, causing it to take on this brownish color. And low temperatures also prevent optimal ripening, alter texture, change flavor, and can even cause the loss of nutrients and antioxidants. More than that, bananas are also sensitive to ethylene, which can be released by other fruits in the refrigerator, leading to uneven ripening. So you'll end up with one part of the banana being very ripe and another part not so ripe, and nobody wants that to happen. Therefore, we should also store bananas in a dry and cool place. The fourth food item that shouldn't be put in the refrigerator is bread. Why? The refrigerator causes bread to get stale and lose its freshness. Low temperatures crystallize the starch in bread, making it harder and drier. Bread is also very porous, so it absorbs odors easily. So if you put bread in the fridge and then take it out, it'll smell like onions, garlic, tomatoes, and nobody wants that to happen. So if you're not going to use the bread right away, it's better to freeze it, okay? Because the humidity in the fridge will also make the bread soggy, and nobody wants to eat soggy bread, right? The third food item is honey. What's a very interesting characteristic of honey when it's in the fridge? It has what we call hygroscopy. Honey is a hygroscopic food, meaning it absorbs moisture from the air. So the amount of water in honey is influenced and determined by the humidity in the air around us. In the refrigerator, which is a very humid environment, this moisture can dilute the honey, making it less concentrated, altering its color, flavor, and texture, and contributing to crystallization. Therefore, honey doesn't need to be stored in the refrigerator. Why is that? Its composition, acidic pH, phytochemicals, antioxidants, and polyphenols give honey natural antibacterial properties, so it's full of natural preservatives. This means it doesn't need any additional preservatives. That's why when you look at honey's expiration date, you'll find it doesn't have one. Honey has an indefinite shelf life. Honey doesn't spoil, so there's no need to keep it in the fridge. Got it? The second food item is an uncut melon. If the melon is already cut, sure, you can store it in the fridge, but if it's a whole melon, refrigerating it will actually harm its flavor, texture, and sweetness. The melon can lose antioxidants and other nutrients that are sensitive to cold. Melons don't need to be refrigerated. Their tough outer skin already protects them from microorganisms, so there's no need to put them in the fridge. Just keep them in a cool, dry place. Now, the first item on our list, I bet nobody puts this in the fridge. The others, I can understand why some might. Bread, bananas, potatoes, onions, I've definitely put those in the fridge before too. But this first one here, nobody puts in the fridge, right? It's olive oil. Folks, there's absolutely no need to refrigerate olive oil. First off, because the temperature, its freezing point is slightly higher than the temperature of water. So if you put olive oil in the fridge, it will solidify. And the low temperature can cause condensation of air inside the olive oil container. In other words, this will create water inside the package and cause the water to mix with the oil. Moreover, water in olive oil will promote the growth of fungi and bacteria and can make the oil cloudy. Olive oil contains antioxidants and polyphenols, which work as natural preservatives, similar to honey. Therefore, we prefer to store olive oil in a dry, cool, and dark place. This also prevents the oil from oxidizing. Folks, we're talking about 10 foods here, right? To recap, olive oil, uncut melon, honey, bread, banana, avocado, potato, garlic, onion, and tomato should not be stored in the refrigerator. Got it? Did you write that down? Did you take notes or not? Well, that's all, folks. Let's head over to the chat now. Before we dive in, if you're looking to lead a healthier life with more vitality, energy, and an overall better quality of life, if you want to address issues like diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, anxiety, depression, insomnia, smoking, or alcoholism. If you're interested in natural ways to alleviate the signs and symptoms of these problems, to prevent these issues from occurring, to increase your chances of reducing or eliminating medication for these conditions, click now on the first link in the description or on the pinned comment and get your hands on my book titled The Longevity Code, Effortless Habits to Live Beyond 100, where I'll guide you through a comprehensive step-by-step process on how to adopt the world's best lifestyle, all backed by solid scientific evidence. I'm confident you won't regret making this modest investment of just $29.90 in your health, your family's well-being, and your overall quality of life. If you're not satisfied with the book, don't worry, because I offer a money-back guarantee. So click now on the first link in the description or the pinned comment and get your longevity code today.